kind of central place where all the files are kept. There's only two really big changes in there. Tags and tags relation to searching, and tabs, which is something we've got on Windows. So if I remember which screen I've got it in, the screen here, of course it's now. Okay, so you can now see we've now got a tabbed Finder window. So I can switch between the two. I can add another tab by doing Command T, adds another tab. Okay, so we can add them around. We can slide them about. So actually I want that one in the middle. We say actually no, I want that one as a window by itself.
What if you want to drag from one tab to another? Is that quite easy?
Yes, you basically say I want to move this from here into there. You notice it's highlighted. I'm going to drop it in. I don't want to move it into the application, so I'll move it back. Okay, so yes, you can move things around. You can spawn a window. You can close these windows around. You can move between the windows by Control tab. No. Tab. No. Oh, the Control tab. It's a Control tab sorts between tabs in the window. So you do have some keyboard shortcuts for moving around. Don't have to do it with the mouse. The other thing which you now get are tags. Here's the tags here. So I've applied some tags to these files. So the way I've done that, well, you do very different ways of it, but you can. Is it more info? No, it's not. Okay. There's a little area here at the top where you can see which tags are in, and I can add tags just by typing in there. So I say, okay, I want that to be red. But I can also define tags as well. So work is an Apple-defined one; it doesn't have a colour. But I've provided one there called Mavericks. Okay, so you can add things in here. You notice that that's now got red in there as well. Mm-hmm. If I added another one, if I said, let's have green in there as well. Okay, I've got two. Now, when we used to be able to colour folders and files before, the really annoying thing is you could have one colour. That's it. Yeah. Now you can have as many tags as you want. Okay, and they will come out with the coloured ones pop up here, so they don't appear as a bar anymore, coloured bar anymore. There's dots. But there is a tag field which will list them by the name that you've given them as well, so you can see them here. Now, it depends on what you're doing with your filing, why you might want to have these sorts of things. I think the idea behind it is obviously just having colours, named colours isn't really, but you might have, let's see, all tags. Come on. No, I haven't got enough space to show all the tags, unfortunately, on this other area here. You can see there's one called work, there's one called important, one called home, so you could stack bits of metadata onto your files. You can, if we go back to here, you can just take one and just drop it on top of one of these favourite ones here. So say, okay, I want that orange. Okay. So there are lots of different ways you can add tags. There's also one up here. So as I select that one here, I get my tags here, and I can type one in. So I can type. I've now created a tag called picture, which is attached to. So that will be within the system. The only thing that is odd about tags is there's only one way of removing tags. And if you go to Finder Preferences, bring the tags up here, and you right-click on a tag, you can delete tag. Odd, but yeah, you can generate them as quickly as you like, but that's the only way apparently to actually delete a tag. Now, hopefully, if you've gone to the effort of tagging files, you probably don't want to delete them that often.
I tagged a folder and made it red, to make it very easy when selecting a file in a great long list. I can find it quickly.
I'll do that.
It disappeared after the first reboot.
All right. I haven't seen that, but yeah, this is the other thing which is useful for tags is tags can be used for searching, so you can search by your tags. Okay, so this is what I'm saying about Apple going away from the idea of all of your things that are together should be actually physically together. They can be distributed around, and you can just find them by your.
Folders are gone now.
Sorry?
Folders are gone.
No. But I think Apple are leading us away from the idea of
In
the
the-
folder
in
structure.
the-
Reluctantly
in
in
the
some
iWork
cases.
apps, whenever you save something now, is immediately under file name there is a tag. You know, they are really pushing this, and you can see where this might go in terms of voice search. You know, show me all the folders tagged work, or show me all my work files. How else would it know? You could say show me all the files in the work folder, but you could have several different. So tags are just a simple way to search.
So it's really helping Siri rather than you.
Well, no, it's helping you as well, because it's still saying you can search for, you know, any tags that you like.
So you can have a tag-based search. Okay, so I've just added that to the
Yes,
menu. I
but
thought it
weren't
was
you
already there.
complaining that you didn't like? I mean, you know, that you liked having folder within a folder within
Oh
a
yeah,
folder.
no, I personally like having a folder.
And isn't this what's they're pulling us away from that,
Yeah.
aren't they? Yeah.
Do you
So,
want to do?
and I mean, I'm with you on that. I think it's much.
I can't think of one I've actually done here, but I mean the idea is that you can do these searches. And the other reason why you might want to do this is because Apple has had smart searches for a long while. If you take the problem with smart searches, it has to keep doing them. If you're going to create a collection which match the criteria of a smart search, instead of having to keep doing that smart search because you don't actually want it to be that smart, you found them now. Okay, give them all a tag. Give all those things you found a tag, and then you will find them again. And you just click the tag. So you can say everything that's red, there it is. And everything that's orange, there it is. Okay. And this is inheriting the colours that we used to use on now tags. So if you have got them, they will inherit.
Yeah,
You say-
they all my old OS 9 stuff, which was tagged, came up.
Oh, it's
on search.
Oh, so it's still recognising them and remembering them.
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah. Yeah, when tags used to be
Yeah.
over
Okay.
there.
So we've done tags on it. So there's not a lot else. Actually, there's a lot of work being done on the Finder, but you don't see it. Okay, there's lots of work under the hood, and I think it's because the next version will have more of these changes. Dictation is something which is now available offline. You have to download a library, so you basically will ask you what language you are, and it will then download a library and it will do your dictation offline. So if we can give this a try, so if we do a new document here. So I've just set it so the default is pressing function twice to turn this on. So. It's thinking. This is what I'm saying is you don't always want to do a
Is it faster on a new machine?
yeah, can be right. The Examug crowd are a great crew.
Yes. Probably that as well.
Okay, well you can see that it's making an attempt.
Smoking.
It's worth at this point mentioning John's MacBook Pro is a relatively old one with only one mic. Most of the new ones have two, and one's a noise
Okay.
cancelling.
I have used this offline in a quiet room, and actually, I thought it was quite good. Considerably better than that attempt, but there you go. It's always dodgy doing a live demonstration, and that's why.
Siri works fine.
Examug is not a very common word.
Examug,
though.
yeah, exactly. Okay.
It won't be in the dictionary. Unless you put it there.
No.
Put it in the Apple Dictionary.
Okay, so Mail has a new version. It's gone from 6 to 7, but actually not a lot of change, to be honest, and probably not a very good idea if you're using Gmail at the moment. But one of the things is that you can, if you are doing searches, you can actually not only say search for messages with an attachment. You can say I want to search for messages with a PDF or with a keynote or with a JPEG. Okay, so you can do that. You can save to PDF directly, which is quite nice. I think you'll find this in various other applications that creep in now. You used to have to get to PDF, you say print, and then save as PDF. There was a way of doing a shortcut, so you could do Command P, and get it up, and get to your saved PDF. But now they've actually put that in as a shortcut. I think you'll find that in other applications as well. You can, as I said before, you can delete reply from notifications directly without even going into Mail, which is quite nice. And there are some smart mailbox improvements, but I find it still on a large mail store it's a little bit slow. So I just tend to put everything in folders and not do smart mailbox.
What's the nature of the problem with Gmail?
It's because Google have their own way of running a mail store, which is different to everyone else, and they don't actually publish all of the specifications either. So everybody has to play catch up, and if Google decide to change something, they'll change it, and Apple and whoever else have got to try and find out what that change was and fix their software.
Same problem with raw files with Adobe, isn't it? Like Canva.
Yeah. So each camera there's an update you have to catch up. We've got to speed up. How much time have we got left?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
5 minutes. Okay. I was going to demonstrate Mail, but effectively there's not really much to demonstrate. Calendar has changed. It's got this more flatter look. Have I got Calendar open? No, Calendar up. There are a few things which make it nicer. I think it's easier to spot things in a month view, certainly. Get it actually fitting on the screen helps. And you can it intelligently kind of restricts the extra information it's giving you dependent on what it is. Okay, so it kind of chooses what and it's using a lot sort of kind of like casual English about the way it's telling you about things like alerts and things as well, which is quite nice. So you can edit. I can't edit that one because that's an Exchange one, but
There's staff coffee going on.
there's a lot of stuff. Yeah, that's just stuff every Tuesday morning. I don't want to miss
Any
coffee.
biscuits
let's
along
face it. No, sometimes there's cake though. So here's my friend Sue. That's her party. So I mean, we can add things basically just by typing in directly, which is quite nice. You can change the things here. It's a little bit nicer. The week view is quite reasonable. I think it's quite nicer, and if you notice, we're getting a lot of rounded rectangles now, and you'll see that on the Finder as well. So one thing I forgot to point out is that selections have rounded corners; they're not blocks. So we're moving towards that. The year view is quite good. It gives you a heat map. To show you where you've been most active, and the day view is the list view, which is the most useful.
Yes.
Yeah, today was staff coffee. It was a nice cup of coffee. Right. Okay. So yes, the calendar. So the inspector. If you have a more up-to-date computer than mine, the scrolling is actually quite nice. This is so old that it's not enough multi-touch on mine to keep having to go demonstrate it, but it is quite nice. Reminders have a fairly good sort of a standardised view. It's strange because they've kind of almost flattened it, but then they've fallen at the last hurdle, and there's a few bevels and little shadows and things in there that are completely unneeded, really. But, so I say, the OS isn't quite caught up with itself. It's quite nice. You can peel off windows in the Reminder application to give you different lists active at the same time. You can move things between lists, and you can sync it with other calendar applications as well. So that's quite handy. It's still quite a basic service, but it does now do location-based reminders and time-based reminders quite well as well. So you can say, remind me when I get home, all sorts of things, providing you've defined what home is. Safari, we've got the iCloud keychain. We've got a better plugin control and security. So basically, Safari now what's called sandboxes everything. It puts everything in its own little compartment. If it's running out, if it's not Safari, if it's like a Flash plugin or some other plugin like Java or something like that, it runs its own little space. And the idea there is that if anything goes wrong in there, The rest of the browser is completely unconcerned. It just carries on as if nothing's happened. So you shouldn't get quite so many crashes.
So you shouldn't get Flash crashing and.
Well, no, Flash may well still crash, but it won't take the browser with it.
Yeah.
Okay, or it'll just take that one tab, or perhaps the window. We've got a new bookmark reading and shared links sidebar, and better in-place editing. I'll very quickly show you that. So top sites has changed, so it's quite flat. You can choose between 6, 12 and 24 windows, depending on the size of your display and how good your eyesight is. You've also got on the side the sidebar, which gives you your bookmarks and your reading list. And if I had any other services like Twitter or Facebook or something else actually set up on here within the system as an internet account, the recent posts and things would appear in there as well. Okay. Which can be quite useful actually as a quick way. If you don't want to have your Twitter application open and you're using Safari, then you don't get alerted to anything, but it will appear in there. So that can be quite handy. Bookmarks are really. Let's go to somewhere with this one here. So. So here's it's quite a nice way of doing them. It used to be quite difficult to toggle down between things. Now it's quite easy, and we can just edit directly the addresses and things within here. You can edit. If it's not a folder, where's an individual one here? Here we go. So you can edit the address edit the address of a bookmark in the top bar as well. So you can dismiss that from here.
Can you move them about easily?
Yeah, you just drag them.
Yeah, I was thinking a bit fiddly.
Yeah, no, in here, well, obviously it's a small screen. I have a lot of bookmarks in there. It's difficult to show you, but I mean, it's easy. Not a lot of other changes really with Safari. It's just a lot more secure, and actually, if you do a lot of web browsing, it probably is a good thing. Some websites can now choose to notify you if something has changed. If you've got a website open, they can actually link in. You can ask. They will ask. They say, "Can I notify you about something?" And you can say yes or no, and it'll then come up in your notifications sidebar. So there's a bit more interactivity on the web. Is a possibility.
Things like sports results and stuff might be quite nice.
Yeah, or BBC or something like that.
Yeah,
it's a bit like RSS used to be before it got killed. So, if you decide you want to get it, well, how do you get it? You get it from the App Store. And I would suggest, as normal, if you get an application like this, make a backup of it. And in fact, it's very easy with this now to create a bootable installer. All you need is an 8GB flash drive, thumb drive. You can create the installer for it, which means that if you've got more than one computer, you only have to download it once, and I said it's 5.3 gigabytes, it's quite big. Then there's a free application called DiskMaker X on the web. I would recommend that you get that, it will do it for you quite simply. Or you can type that in.
I see.
So, of course, if you're going to go and install, back up everything. In fact, back it up twice. In different locations. You should be doing that anyway, so hopefully we shouldn't be having to tell you, because obviously everybody's backing everything up, so that's fine.
But not on a Western Digital hard drive.
But not on a Western Digital hard drive. You can use Western Digital software as a format.
Yeah.
When you run the install, it will take quite a long while. You will then be prompted to the next time the App Store opens to do your software updates. It will then find any other things that you do. It will then update them. So it can be quite a lengthy process. If you want to do a clean install, which is what I've done on here, it is difficult to do it properly. I decided I've had so many applications going through that I put on, tested and thrown away again. The system was a bit of a muddle, and actually I didn't want that. I would like to start from scratch. So it's something that you can do it. I've decided on here I actually basically effectively cut the hard drive in half. So I've got Mavericks on one half and OS 10.8 on the other half, so I can go back and forth. But it is fiddly to do. If you want to do a clean install, what you'd have to do would be to have an external hard drive big enough to archive everything onto that, or have a really good, make sure it's 100% up-to-date time machine backup. Install Mavericks and then restore from the time machine. I know someone has done that from the time machine, and they said it was absolutely perfect. It's fine.
Oh.